might think that because of the First Amendment that the press will always be free. I hate to tell you this, but think again. There are those at work today who would like the government to nationalize the news media, much like they did the banks and the auto industry. They base their ideas on the crisis in journalism that is happening with the demise of many of the great newspapers, the closing of many national magazines, and the decrease of advertising revenue that have supported them over the years. There's a few politicians and many socialist-leaning activists in places of power now in Washington, D.C. who are suggesting that the government subsidize journalism with tax credits and cash grants because the capitalist media has failed, they claim. Now, it sounds to me like they want to enslave journalists to the state so they can maintain a free press. That's kind of like cutting down the trees to save the forest. It doesn't make any sense. Just take a look at what the government's done to the banks and the auto industry. After they gave them some bailout money, they took control of them. They now tell the banks to whom they're to make loans and how to structure their CEOs' wages. After handing a few $1 billion to the auto industry, they appointed a couple of faceless bureaucrats in charge of shutting down auto dealerships, and they were done arbitrarily, many of which were well managed and profitable. And now, well, they're dictating union wages and what kinds of cars the auto companies are to build. It's a simple principle, my friend. The government controls whatever it subsidizes. Now, if you don't like what the New York Times prints, or what you hear on the nightly news, or what is broadcast on talk radio, or on cable TV, imagine how much you'll enjoy the big government news service giving you all the news they decide that's fit to print. Let me ask you a simple question. Who do you trust more to give you the news? Your local TV station and newspapers that have deep roots in your community? What some call derisively, the capitalist media? Or would you trust more the current party in control of your state legislature or the governor's office? Who do you think is more likely to give you reliable reports of what's happening in the halls of Congress or at the White House? Reporters, or maybe we should call them stenographers, appointed and paid for by the present ruling political party? By the way, it's the Democrats now, but it could soon be the Republicans. Or would you trust maybe a dozen or even 100 or so skeptical journalists who are roaming the halls of Congress and the White House and gathering information and asking probing questions and seeking verification and writing fearlessly about what they find? Don't be lulled to sleep. The free press is under attack in America, and the foes are using clever language to hide their agenda. Beware of those who want to make the internet a public utility. Listen carefully to those who whine about media capitalists. They want government control of your internet provider, and they want to regulate the programming on your favorite talk radio station. They want to oversee what's broadcast on the 24-hour cable news stations, and they want to influence what's published in the newspapers. Doesn't sound like a free press to me. Beware, my friends, of high-minded sounding projects to save the news, such as savethenews.org. And be skeptical of those who endorse regulations on the media and who propose tax credits and want government funding that will allegedly move America toward a national journalism strategy. Listen, my friend, the only national journalism strategy we need is to maintain the wall of separation between the government and the various ways the news is researched, reported, and consumed. And one more thing. Subscribe to and support your local newspaper. They're on the front lines in the battle for a free press. Now, if you'd like a free compilation of the 10 Freedoms as an ebook, please visit my website, 10freedoms.com, and request your copy. Thanks for listening. I'm Ron Ross. Together, let's let freedom ring.